Trinidad from Hook and Cook Real Life, and today we're doing a 9-way collab. We've got people from England, Canada, Bahamas, other YouTubers in Florida, Trinidad, Texas, Philippines. But look what we're cooking. We're cooking Mulltani or goat head soup, or some people know it by manish water. So let me get right into the details of the stuff, and I'm going to show you exactly how we prepare this delicious dish. It is raining in Florida. I was planning on cooking it outside of the fireside. That will have to wait for another dish. Let's go through how we reach to this delicious spot of nice soup. Hey, today we're gonna make some goat head soup or Mulltani. I gotta go inside the Asian market and get my provision and some other stuff. But in the meanwhile, look, my buddy's making some nice cake dishes. So we gotta get some plantains. You can also put some green bananas inside if you want to. We're just gonna get some cassava, sweet potato. Just gonna put a little bit of edibles. One of the main ingredients for our dish today, tamarind. So you're gonna get a nice fresh one. Let's put it in the basket. Hey, so when you want a nice flavor for this is what you gotta get. You got all the stuff here. Let's head home. We had all plans to cook this Mulltani in this fireside today, but look at rain right through in Florida. So I gotta go inside and cook. I got everything ready to cook this Mulltani. But it's just too much rain to go and do that forest fireside cook. And Mulltani is made with a goat head or sheep's head. And definitely split pea is one in the main base. I got a little bit of cut up goat. We're gonna put some pumpkin, tamarind, and split pea are the two main things in this soup. And the rest I'm gonna adjust. I'm not using everything here. I just came back from the grocery store. And this is before we start prepping our stuff, one of the first things we need to do is scald this meat first. That means put it in this pot, get some water, really hot for about 2 minutes. Then we're gonna rinse it out and then start cooking the process. This gets rid of any of the impurities. You'll see what I mean. So let's get started. Put up, it's roasted. So this process here is very important if you want a nice, clean soup, tasting soup, because it's get rid of that real goat flavor soup. So as soon as it starts to boil for about 2 minutes, I'm going to take it off, rinse it out in the sink. In the meanwhile, we're going to prep our stuff while this is cooking. This takes about a good hour to 2 hours to get softened up before we can add the other stuff. So let's get started. Hey, so you see what I'm talking about? So we're just going to throw away this and start back fresh with some fresh clean water and the meat. So let's rinse this out. We're just going to rinse that out so we get rid of some of that goat smell. We're going to fill it back up with some water and we'll put it back on the stove. Okay, to this dish, I'm going to add, while it's a basic setting, I'm going to add some onion, garlic, and a little bit of pepper, and some thyme. And this is going to take a while to cook, so these I can cut them in big chunks. I'm going to put in 2 onions for now. And when I put in the provision, I'm going to add 1 more onion, if necessary. I'll look and see how it's looking. Now across the Caribbean we call this many different names. In Guyana, it's Mulltani. In Jamaica, manish water. Some other people call it goat head soup, and some other different things. I'm gonna put all the garlic, instead of putting them very whole, because it takes a process to cook down. I'm not using a pressure cooker, so this is gonna cook nice, slow and low. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of thyme. Let's bring this out. even in the bunch. I got a couple of hot peppers. You can put as many of this as you want or as less. We like it spicy. We're gonna add some more when you put it, as the pot goes along. You see, I already started peeling my provision. I'm gonna cut them up really small. I'm gonna grate my coconut. I'm gonna prep my tamarind. Guyana is the only country I think that uses tamarind in this soup. Oops, see, it wanna go in already. Let's put that aside there. And I found this in the store. I saw it a few days ago and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this inside this soup as a flavor. So you see there, what is this? Jamaican mannish water. Same thing when we cook in. Everybody got a different name. Right, so our soup is prepping there. We're gonna start with the tamarind. So you're not gonna cook the outside of the tamarind, of course. You can also use the pre-packaged tamarind. As a matter of fact, I have one in the fridge. Let me go grab it and show you what it is. So you can use a little bit of this one. So it's just tamarind without the seed. It comes pre-packaged already. You're just going to use a little bit of this if you can't put your hands on some fresh tamarind. Let me put this back in. You want to get out that string there too. So you're just looking for the pulp. There it is. Oh, this would make some nice tamarind ball too. Who knows to make some nice tamarind ball? This is a 9-way collaboration. I'm sure everybody knows about this. Hey, so be sure to check out all these other channels. This is a nice collaboration. And again, thanks to Mayaji Kitchen. She's from Trinidad. Sandy, very nice having you. Always been supporting you. Thanks for the support you show to us too. Let's see what's going on here. It's coming up. It's coming up. Then we're gonna cover this down and let it cook. Or we need to add some salt to this. And we need to be careful how much salt we're adding because I've never used this before, so I gotta be careful with adding the salt. Alright, so let's cover this for about half an hour. And then I'm gonna add our split pea and our tamarind. Let's turn this down a little low. And we're gonna cut our provision up. So you notice I'm cutting it very, very small and very, very thin. As the plantains, I did the sweet potato the same way. We want everything to melt in the soup and cook down really, really nice. You want a nice thin flavor. So you want to taste the split pea base. I got the tamarind over there. I'm going to put it in a minute. I just put it aside so I can cut this up really, really small. Even the cassava. There's a string in the cassava. If you can take it out, it'd be really great. I let this string here. I'm just going to cut this up small too. So let me finish up here. I'm going to get back to the pot in a minute. Even the pumpkin, we can cut out very, very small also. This is all going to melt out. Alright, let's add our split pea and our tamarind base. Tamarind is going to give it a nice sour flavor. So I already rinsed my split pea. We're just going to add this direct to the pot too. Put this in. See how our soup is looking. Cover this back now. We're going to turn it down and let it cook on low for about an hour. Then we can look at it again. So I realized, I cut up a lot of provision. So I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to freeze this to cook it the next day. This will last for a long time. But by next week, I'm going to use this up. So for now, I think this is enough for this size pot. And for the amount of head and foot we're cooking. Hey, so let's take a look at our soup. Coming along real nice. So I'm just going to remove some of these. You see the thyme here? Very, very easy to remove. See, all the leaves get into the soup. And this is the stem. We can just remove these. Now we're going to add everything else and we're going to let this cook again. Slow and low. As you can see, the meat is coming off the bone. So we're gonna add everything else now. Cover this down, let it continue cooking. You can also taste for salt. Let's go in our provision. So we got our green scallion. I've got some basil, or we call it mardman pork in Guyana. And I got some broadleaf thyme in here too. Some more pepper, and we're just gonna add a little bit more onions. This is all gonna cook down and melt out in the pot. This part is not necessary, you don't have to add the coconut milk, but we like a little extra flavor. We're also gonna add our mannish water, ram goat flavor soup. So mix this in well. I'm gonna cover this and let it cook for 1 more hour without even touching it. Then we're gonna come back and see what it looks like. Alright, we're gonna cover this down now and let this cook really, really low. Take a look at that. All the nice juice from those meat coming out in the head. So just when it's finished, there's a last step of adding some roasted cumin or GEERAH with some garlic. So when this is finished, I'm going to roast this with a little bit of oil, fry it up, and add it to the top. And that is for our Mulltani. Hey. So once our soup is almost finished, or Mulltani as we call it in Guyana, just a few more minutes and we're done. But before I go to the final, I just want to give a quick shout out to a few people. I had to write it down because there's so many of us doing this collaboration. We've got people from England, Philippines, Canada, Bahamas, Trinidad, Guyana, some other folks from Florida too. So first, Andrew Simple Cooking. You guys check him out. He's based in England and he's doing lots of nice simple stuff for you guys to look at. We've got Cooking with Laura Lee. She's in Florida right here. One day I gotta hook up with her. We gotta do a collab right here also. Then we have Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, and they're in Trinidad. So please do go show everyone some love. I'm listing everyone here. I'm also gonna try to list the recipe down below in the description box of what they're doing for this collab also. Then we have Melda242. You know, she's from Bahamas. A lot of our Guyanese fellows, other YouTubers do know her too. We have Nan's Global Kitchen, that's in Florida also. We have Sakafet, and she's in Canada. She does lots of amazing stuff. She's got some really, really nice ones. You gotta check her out. Philippines, we got in the house too. It's What's Cooking at Mom's Kitchen. And one of my favorite, my Aji's Kitchen. She's in Texas. Originally, she's from Trinidad. So whenever you guys have some time, do go check them out. Let's finish up our soup. Almost done. Take a look at this. All right, our soup is finally done. So what I like to go ahead and do is that I go through the soup. I like to take out the bones. So this is what I did earlier, like about 5 minutes ago. I took all the bones out from the soup. And that's what we're left with. It's a pot of meat and our provision, our tamarind, split pea. This is one delicious soup. Let me see if you can see the tamarind. There we go. That's a tamarind seed. So there's only one thing left to do for this soup. Let's move this aside. We're gonna heat this up. We're just gonna heat up some oil. This is called chonky. We're gonna chonky the soup. And we're gonna add our cumin and some garlic that I sliced up. And when this gets nice and roasted and toasted, we're gonna add it to the soup. And that is the final dance for this. Before the oil gets really hot, we're gonna add the stuff down to it. So as you can see, it's getting nice and toasty, but we want it a little bit more brown than this one. Okay, so we're ready to add this to the Mulltani. Let's turn this off. And we're gonna cover this. Ooh, the goat's still alive. The goat is jumping out the pot. That's it. That's it, my friend. Done. Let's get a bowl and sample some of this. Okay, so let's dig right in. Can't wait to sample this up. Nice and rich. Let me get some pepper in there too. Gotta get some more nice pepper in there. See a piece of that nice cheekbone there? Alright. That's it. Look at that, guys. You know, of course I can't eat as hot as it is. I gotta let it cool down a little. Hey.
Yes, sir.
So check out the Mulltani. I got my friend from Jamaica. I'm one from Costa Rica.
Yes.
I ain't telling what this is about. So I want to hear what they're going to say about this soup. Let me hear you firstly, right? What do you think about it? What it tastes like?
The soup is good. I tell you, it tastes real good. Next party I have, no Jamaica managed water. We're gonna have this. A big pot of this.
You ever had this before, right?
No, first time, man.
Yeah.
It's really good, man.
First time.
Really good.
Love the split peas in it.
You tasting anything different? Tell me what you're tasting as a base. There's something in the base that I want to see if you guys will recognize it.
Yuca.
Tamarind.
Yeah.
What?
Tamarind.
Mm-hmm.
So I put some tamarind in it. So you got, yeah, that's it right there.
This one.
See tamarind? Yeah. So they give the base a sour, sweetish kind of flavor too.
Look,
So we're going to
I hear you was making this soup, but this is not what I was expecting. This was way better than what I was expecting when you tell me that make this soup.
Alright.
Yeah. Give me a little bit of that pepper, then you just want a little thick, because this pepper is hot. You don't know what's there.
My friend just made that, bring it from the house. Your wife made that, right?
Yeah, my wife made it.
Your wife make this pepper here?
Yeah.
So you know this is a
Pure
this is a
Casablanca
9-way
ingredient,
collaboration.
fresh pan
Yes.
So my episode is about making a goat head soup. So that's what it is. Goat head Mulltani soup. So we're gonna sit down and enjoy this. I ain't even have to taste it. Two of my friends already gave me a good review. So see you on the next one.